Well, hello, my legions of 5 or 6 YouTube followers. So here we are with whatever installment this is of the Leslie update. And here's where we're at. I ordered all of the capacitors and resistors from Tonewheel General Hospital, which actually is a very convenient way to do it because they have pre-made kits for all of these amps, and you can just order the kit and get every part you need for it already. When that even includes the new can capacitor. So, what did we do? Well, we replaced all of the coupling caps, even though the coupling caps tested fine. The ones that came with the kit are nicer and rated for higher voltage, 600 volts versus the 400 ones that were installed. So over here in the motor control unit, we've replaced the electrolytic here for the braking coil circuit. That's a 200 microfarad to 50 volt. And we've replaced this 0.1 with a 0.1 at 600. The 0.0 ones have both been replaced here and here as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Oh, well, that diode got replaced too. That was included in the kit, although I had already replaced it with one I had before the kit arrived. And the amp, not much else different. We replaced these 220K resistors here with some nice 1% ones. That was kind of underneath there. On most of these resistors where they're kind of traveling long distances, I insulated the leads with some stripped off wire from scraps, helpfully avoid short circuits sometime in the future. So replaced this dropping resistor here on the power supply and all of the input resistors. And interestingly, when I got done with this, I had one capacitor left over that was included in the kit that wasn't in here in the amp. And so that got me curious, and I went and looked at the schematic. And let's see, where is it? Oh, there it is. It's kind of a little torn off, but there's a 0.001 at 1600 volts that is connecting the two plates of the output tubes together. And so that, for some reason, wasn't in here. So I started looking closer, and an old amp, you never know what you're going to find, and it just goes to show you how much you've got to check everything. That green wire down there, let's get it in focus. That green wire right there is the plate connection for this tube. Now let's take a look closer at that green wire. Oh, look at that. The wire was bent over and tinned and pushed through the terminal, but not soldered down. And even stranger, if you look down there where my fingernail is, you can see that there is a lead snipped off here. And on the other plate, on the other tube, there's a lead snipped off on the bottom there. You can't really see it very well because of the camera angle, but trust me, it's there. So there used to be that 0.001 cap in this circuit. Somebody clipped it out, and they clipped it out for whatever reason, but they didn't. Either they snipped this wire too and forgot to solder it back, or they managed to clip out that capacitor without ever noticing that this plate hookup to the output, this is the plate hookup to the output transformer. It's bloody important, but it was never soldered down. I mean, it's conceivable. I don't know how likely, but it's conceivable that it's been like that since the factory, and it's just been relying on a mechanical connection. I mean, God only knows the crackling and weird gremlins this thing could have had. But anyway, so, I'm getting ready to solder that new capacitor in there, and we'll take care of that. But, it just goes to show you that, and it would not be the first time I have seen things miswired or left unsoldered from the factory. I've seen it in amps of all makes and manufacturers. These things were hand soldered, hand built, and so human error creep in. You never know what you're going to find if you look close enough. Anyway, so almost to the point where I can hook these back up and start testing them on the bench. And we'll do another video, of course, when we're ready for that. Meanwhile, I'll take a pan over here and we can take a look at the cabinet, which is almost done being refinished. I've gotten it sanded back, stained, several coats of polyurethane on it, and it's looking pretty good. I mean, gosh, this horrible light in my workshop here and makes the thing look really kind of yellow and green, but in reality, it's a nice chocolate brown. Let's see if I can shine some light on it and get it to look a little better. It's somewhat better. Between the glare and the bad light, it's really hard to tell, but you'll just have to take my word that it looks 1,000 times better than it used to. Anyway, that's it for now. Just a brief update there. Got the amp and the control box all built back up. Still waiting on a couple odds and end parts in the mail. A 26-1 connector box, which goes inside a Hammond organ that will be used to connect this thing up. And I need a little custom cabling that I'm going to have to wire, and we'll lay out the schematic and kind of discuss how this whole thing gets connected up to the organ, as well as bench the amplifier and make sure that it's performing as it should. All right, well, that's it for now. More coming soon.